welcome to AMA Expo Express, sponsored by Motion RC. I'm here in Horizon Hobbies booth. We talked to them at Expo West, but we're going to get a little more information again. And their booth's a little busy, so this may be a little bit of a rough start sometimes, but obviously you don't want to get in the way of people trying to see new products, right? So let's just go ahead and get started.
Yeah. So Jason Merkel with Horizon Hobby. Glad to have you guys here today. So we're going to show you some of the new things, some of the recent announcements, some of the products not even actually out there yet. We'll talk in some of those details. We can start on this end, but actually we see you got quite a few customers here. We've got some quads and helis on display. One thing I do want to point out, we've got our Blade Torrent, which is a very popular product from last year. We actually just lowered the price on it substantially, so there's a really good deal available on that. And then we'll try and maybe make our way through at least to the ultra micro airplanes, because there's some really cool stuff to show you guys. So some guys might be familiar with this. We released this last year. This is the E-Flite Aero Commander. It's very exciting. Twin brushless. It's actually our first twin propeller-driven ultra micro airplane. It's ultra micro technically, but you guys can see it's got a pretty good size to it. This actually is on sale right now through the end of the month, $20 off. First time it's ever been on sale, so it's available most places around $149.99, but you get an extra $20 off. And so this is available in stores right now.
And yeah, you can actually check out the review for Model Aviation for that, right?
Oh, did you guys review? Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. And then this is a really hot one right now. This is the Ultra Micro Timber. I think most people know what it is. The downside is they're hard to get. So these sell about as fast as we can build them. So if you do find one and you like it, I'd definitely get one. It's one of our first Ultra Micros that has lights, flaps, has Safe Select built in, which is very exciting. So basically anybody of any skill level can fly this successfully. It's got big tires on it. It's just a great flying airplane. There's things that you can do with this that you can't do with other ultra micro airplanes. The really exciting thing for me is just being able to fly it in smaller, tighter spaces and still enjoy the benefits of a larger, not too light of an airplane that can fly in the wind. So a really exciting product for us. Available in most stores now if you can find it. And then I want to point this out. We had in the past Vapor airplanes, ultra micro airplanes. This is the new Vapor Light HP. What's cooler is it's smaller than our Vapor was in the past. Not as small as we did have a smaller Vapor prior to this. Has a little bit larger wing than that model, but has a more powerful motor. What's really neat about it is you can basically hover it and punch out vertical. So it's got a ton of power. That's why we call it HP for high power. Even though it's an ultra micro and it's lightweight, having a lot of power is a good thing because you can fly it in smaller spaces. So very exciting airplane. This is available in stores now, $69.99, buy and fly basic. It's a really, really good value. A lot of guys fly these even in their living room.
Yeah.
Fly it in small of an area. So move down here, we've got the very popular Vtol aircraft, Convergence, which has been out for a while. Still a very, very cool airplane. There's nothing like it. And then the Expert that we announced last year, tail sitter design, a little bit different, a little bit simpler. We did actually just come up with new 2018 pricing on this, so it's available at lower prices. Be sure to check out the website. You can see that we have a ready-to-fly version, bind-and-fly version. And then we did announce this at AMA West, and we just started shipping it recently. This is the Blade F27 Evolution. Some guys might know this as the Striker. We're no longer allowed to use the Striker name, unfortunately, but it is similar to the older F27 designs. We did make some really cool enhancements and improvements. For example, the wings plug in. So you can take the wing panels off like that. The vertical fins snap in. You can break it down into a small package. You can put it back in the box that it came in, but what's really, really cool about it is how fast it is. So on 4S, it goes over 100 miles per hour right out of the box. So it's 3S and 4S compatible right out of the box, which is really exciting. A lot of guys say, hey, I've got a lot of 3S batteries. We used to design all of our airplanes around 3S batteries, but now we see guys want more power. We hear what they're saying, so now we give them 3S and 4S compatibility as much as possible. We can't do it in every airplane, but this one we knew people wanted to go fast, so we put that 4S compatibility in there right from the get-go. It does also have Safe Select in the bind-and-fly version, so that's an option. It helps with launching, and it also makes landings easier too. So, and then this is really exciting. I know a lot of guys say, hey, you guys always make Cubs and Mustangs, and this is not just another Cub. This is a clipped wing Cub, and not everybody knows what a clipped wing Cub is. I was actually surprised to find that out. So a clipped wing Cub, a normal Cub wing would be out to here. What they do is they clip out two of the inner bays on a full-scale airplane. They shorten the wing, keep the aileron, and so now they've got less wingspan, and it actually rolls considerably better. So it's a more aerobatic version of a Cub. You still have a lot of the benefits of a Cub, relatively low landing speeds, somewhat draggy airplane, just well-mannered all around. But when you clip the wings, you can actually make it very aerobatic. So if you watch, we just posted a video. We call it Not Another Cub for that reason, because it actually has enough power to hover. And you can do pseudo 3D aerobatics with it, which is really cool to see in a Cub. It's got shock-absorbing landing gear. We've got the decorated simulated engine. Got it all there. Got a big battery bay here. We can fit up to a 3,000 milliamp battery. So actually in the video where we're hovering it, we're using the 3,000 milliamp battery. It gives a little more power than like a 2200, a little more flight time, of course. And this is just now available in stores. So it just started shipping last week. And it is available bind and fly basic version and also a plug and play version. It's a really cool airplane. One really neat thing about it, by the way, if you do have to break it down for transport, there's just one bolt to take the wing off. And then the struts go on with no tools. There's little clips on the bottom, so you can slide them off. So basically, you pop the wing off in 30 seconds, and you can put it in your car, all taken apart. It's easier to store that way. It's quicker to put together. So it's a really cool product. We're really excited about it. This one is not 4S compatible, by the way. I want to mention that. We know 4S compatibility is what people want, but on this one, we actually made it powerful enough on 3S that it can hover. And I don't know why you'd need any more power than that, but some guys do. Up top here is something very new. It has not actually started shipping yet. This is the ParkZone Crescendo Advanced. So some guys might remember we had a Crescendo in the past under our Hobby Zone brand. It was set up as a trainer aircraft. We're now bringing the ParkZone brand back, and this is a really exciting development for us because we've taken the original Crescendo, we put a more powerful motor in it, so now it's compatible with 3S. It was 2S before, now it's 3S. It also has our Safe Select in it in the bind and fly basic version. We do also have a plug and play version. We've got a little bit stiffer tail section on it and a beefed up motor mount so it can handle the more powerful motor. And it's just a great flying airplane. So it's kind of like it is a sailplane, but it's also aerobatic too, which I really like about it. So I can go up, shut the motor off, glide around, and then when I get bored with that, I fire it up and I fly it around doing loops, rolls, rolling circles, inverted flight, no problem. It's pretty exciting. And then speaking of ParkZone, some guys will recognize this. We actually brought back the very popular ParkZone Wildcat. So we sold this for a long time. It was really, really beloved. A lot of guys enjoyed that. It didn't have landing gear, it didn't have flaps. It was a relatively simple warbird. You could belly land it, even in not the nicest conditions, so thick grass, things like that. So we brought it back exactly the way it was before. But one difference is in the bind and fly basic version, it does actually have the option for Safe Select. We have AS3X in there, of course, and it's at a lower price than it used to be, which is really exciting. So the bind and fly basic version is only $149.99, so $150. I think it's almost like $80 less than it was when we had it before. Part of that is because we sold enough of them that we paid off the tooling for it so we could sell it at a lower price. But we're really excited to have that back in ParkZone. We've got the Crescendo, and we're going to bring ParkZone back over the next few years. We're going to bring back some old models and maybe even offer some new ones. So we got the very popular Cirrus SR22, the PT-17, the new AT-6. This has only been out for a few months. Guys love the way this thing flies. So when it comes to warbirds, yeah, we do traditionally do your typical P-51s, P-47, so on and so forth, but we did something a little bit different here in the AT-6. This thing flies absolutely phenomenal. 1.5 meter span, so it's a little bit more wingspan than our typical 1.2. But that's just because the AT-6 has a higher aspect wing than most warbirds. So similar scale and size, great power, retracts. It's got split flaps on the bottom. Obviously a lot of detail. We got a pilot in the cockpit. Just a great flying airplane. So speaking of warbirds, this is very, very exciting. Hangar 9, for many years, we had 60-size warbirds. Guys, remember that. We had pretty much every warbird you could imagine, and unfortunately, the factory that made a lot of those airplanes stopped producing them for us. So we didn't want to get rid of our warbirds. A lot of guys accuse us of getting rid of them because we didn't like them or something. That's not true. We miss having them. So this is the first in what we hope may be a series of. They're no longer called 60-size airplanes. They're about the same, but we call them 20cc because that's the gas engine that most guys use in them. They are also electric compatible, so right out of the box you can bolt in our Power 60 motor. We've got optional retracts. It doesn't come with them. It comes with fixed gear, but you can buy the retracts separately. They're electric-powered retracts. A lot of guys might remember the old 60-size warbirds had mechanical retracts. They worked, but they had to be the right conditions, and if you landed too hard, they didn't always go up. So this is a really neat airplane because it is a P-47, which everybody knows flies great. It does have flaps out of the box, and it also has printed covering. So this is one of the first models that we've offered. We've had a few over the years, but I think this is something we're going to continue to do if guys like it. You get nice panel lines, you get a lot of different details that are in the finish. It's got the kind of matte, not too matte. We did originally have a matte finish on it. We went with something kind of like satin in the middle, so it looks more like a scale airplane. It's just a great flying airplane. It has a full cockpit, comes with the pilot, comes with the cockpit detail. That's a really nice touch. We have different nose arts. So out of the box, it doesn't have the nose art on it, and you can choose which model that you build. So that way, if you have 3 or 4 of these at the field, not everybody has to have exactly the same one. So it's pretty cool. And then right up top here is something guys will recognize as well. the very popular Ultra Stick series of airplanes. This is our new 10cc from Hangar 9. It actually has a 3-cylinder Sato on the front. What's really neat about this, very versatile. You can have a gas engine, glow engine, you can put an electric motor on it, everything from a Power 46 to a Power 52 and even a Power 60. You can fly it with a basic 4-channel radio. There's an aileron option, so you don't have to have flaps, but out of the box it does come with flaps, and you can do the split surfaces, so you can have crow. You can have all kinds of capability. It has enlarged surfaces, so now it actually is a little bit more 3D capable. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a 3D airplane, but you can hover, you can harrier, you can do pretty wicked spins, flat spins, even blenders with it now, things that you couldn't do with the old Ultra Stick. So we brought that back. This will be in stores in about a month or so, but that's a very exciting airplane. So now we have it in 10cc and 30cc size, and then we have the smaller one, Mini Ultra Stick, and the Ultra Stick 25. But yeah, very exciting. So, yep. I love having the Warbirds back, love having the Ultra Sticks back. I think a lot of guys are going to be very excited about these releases, and I think a lot of guys probably are wondering about the IX-12.
We have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Question on here.
Wants to know if it is a 20cc gas, does that equal a 60 nitro?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's what the original intent was. We don't really call them 60 size anymore because I think most guys are using gas engines now, so they are familiar with the 20cc terminology. But it's the same effective engine size. Yeah. So we're going to pass you guys over to Tom. Tom's going to talk to you about the new Spectrum IX-12, which is a really, really exciting transmitter. Tom?
How's it going?
Hi.
Hi. We've never met before.
I'm Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. I'm Tom. Brand manager for Spectrum. And I guess you guys want to know about the IX-12.
Yep.
So this is our newest radio, the IX-12. It is the first 12-channel from Spectrum. It is the first Android touchscreen, fully integrated OS. It's really exciting stuff. What that does is it allows people to use Android-dedicated RC apps. So there's not many in development now, but now that this is available, there will be a lot of them. We're working with Raceflight, we're working with Brain. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff coming out. That's why you should get one.
All right, awesome.
One of my favorite features about it is it doesn't use a dedicated charger. It uses a micro USB charger. So just like your cell phone, you can charge it with like a little power pack, whatever you want. So yeah, a little dedicated USB charger there. You can upgrade the memory with a 128 gigabyte or up to SD card. Another big feature with this guy, as I've got displayed here, is the Tbs Crossfire Supports. So this is my own little harness I built up. But the Tbs Crossfire, if nobody's really familiar with it, is a long-range module. It's also great for FPV because it provides better penetration around foliage, trees, bushes, whatnot, while you're racing or doing your freestyle routine. So, Tbs Crossfire Support on the IX-12.
All right, well, perfect. Thank you for talking with us.
Yeah.
And this booth is already busy, so
I know.
you need to move on, right?
I had to get people out of here for you guys, so it's nice to meet you here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We will be back again at 2 p.m. live. You can join us then. Make sure you tune in.